This is an Envoice Media podcast.
No, I'm naked in a little gown, a hospital gown.
If you don't know how to do certain things, you're not gonna retain that client.
I'm gonna name my first kid Eugene. If you want to retain clients, focus on the client.
You're listening to Not Just Lashes. Here are your hosts, Shanique and Dixie.
Hello.
Hello, it's not just lashes.
So in our last episode, we talked about the ugly, and that was really interesting. And today we are talking about how to retain clients.
Yeah.
How to build, how to keep them, how to make them happy.
And it sounds like simple,
Yeah.
you know? Well, you just get clients, you know? But if you're a baby ST, you're just coming right out. What do you do? How do you know, like maybe you have, I feel like you always start with friends in the business. You're always starting off with like acquaintances or friends. Like I remember when college friends found out I started doing lashes and I did them, and sometimes I wouldn't charge, or sometimes I'd, be like $50, just for the product or something, and practice and take pictures. And then it became word of mouth. Like they would be wearing my lashes, and then somebody would be like, "Oh my gosh, you get your lashes done now. Where do you go?" And then they come to me.
Yeah.
I feel like most of my business has, I would say 80% word of mouth.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. I was like the biggest doe eyes. I was like,
definitely.
Bambi.
I mean, the thing is, back in the Stone Ages, I just had word of mouth.
Yeah.
Like there was no social media. And then in
social media does help.
Yeah.
And Yelp and stuff like that. I believe social media helps in the sense of like, if you think about it as a portfolio to show your work to people.
Yes.
Because that's what they're looking. Are you knowledgeable at what you're doing? Can you show that you've been doing it a while? Can you show that you do different looks?
Oh, for
Can
sure.
they find someone that looks like them and the eye look that they want? So I think Instagram's a great way to show it pictures and have that profile. And then Yelp is reviews and everything. But yeah, like you said, word of mouth, it really goes a long way. I would rather ask my friend where she goes because that's more trusting to me.
Yeah.
And if they had a good experience, that would make me go before Yelp or Google.
Yeah.
But it is important to
for
have
sure.
that as well. A lot of people have found us via Google and Yelp. They Google eyelashes in the area. They just moved here. They don't know anybody or.
No, but definitely word of mouth, having, your SD besties from school, like communicating with them, kind of looking at what they're doing, what you're doing, share back and forth information. But word of mouth is awesome. And that being said, having a system, and that system is like how I teach all my girls is get some business cards and say, every time that you refer somebody, I'm going to give you $10 off. And that's for anything and everything. And that completely changed
It's kind of
my
like
business.
they're working for you.
Yeah,
you know what
they
I
are.
mean? Like they get a referral fee.
Yes.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had 2 wealthy clients that didn't need the $10 off. They didn't care. They liked the game. It was like almost like they were playing a game.
It's like a punch card.
Yeah, or just like who's gonna win, who's gonna catch the most marbles, like
They were competing with each other, right?
yeah,
They were like,
they were
I've got,
yes, because they were sisters.
Yes,
they were sisters, and I'm gonna use my $10 today. Did you get $10 this week? Nope. And so they would, kind of, do that. But it was such a great thing to experience I got to share with all of you guys, and
and it really helps. I always tell the girls and everybody if they're feeling slow, it's like you fed them clients that possibly came from Yelp or advertisements, but turn that. You always do the lemons into lemonade, but turn your one person into 3. Everybody has a friend, a family member. Also, providing not just lashes in your services at first can help. Like I feel like 90% of my day is lashing, but a lot of clients, they want to know what else you can do. They want to know like, oh, I can just get my brows done right after my eyelash appointment. Perfect.
And that's part of retaining a client is offering them other services because otherwise it's like they're going here for their eyebrow wax, they're going here for their facial. And once they know like you do it all, then they're not going to leave you.
Yeah.
You know, they enjoy you already. They love your eyelash service. Let's say you start there. And they're going to continue with the facial
cool.
and waxing.
I can just get it all done in my one appointment. I don't have to worry about this or that. Like, and it's amazing. And then, like you said before, your SD bestie, and you know, if you know a hairstylist, if you know somebody, that's always been a go-to, is making a friendship, and you say, hey, here are my business cards and flyers. I'll display yours, you display mine.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time clients will ask us, who does your hair? Or do you know of anybody in the area that could do hair? Or do you know anybody who could do makeup? Do you know,
Botox, lashes,
that's
whatever,
a question that comes up constantly. So it's good to have people in your back pocket to throw out there, because I'm a big believer in like karma, and you know, you get what you put out there. So if I'm giving clients to people, I'm promoting other people's businesses, I would hope in turn they did the same for me.
Right.
And
exactly. So you got to find like your person to, you know, swap clients with. And that could be, you know, just like what you said, a hairstylist, a Botox person. You know, you need a friend in the industry to help you out.
Yeah.
And that is a good way also to gain clients and kind of, you know, retain them too, because they love your friend. You know, she does amazing hair, and then they love you, and it's, you know, it's a win-win.
And another thing, I haven't been doing eyelashes on myself recently, but in the beginning, get those eyelashes on. You're a walking billboard.
Yeah.
And your clients are as well. But you are like, so many times when my lashes are done, I was at Erewhon. Oh my gosh, your lashes look so pretty. I actually work somewhere. This is the girl who did mine's number. In the past, I'd be like, oh, well, you know, you were doing
lashes.
Yeah. I'd steal them. But no, I mean, you already had enough clients and you were the one doing my lashes. So I was like, oh, but I also do them if she can't get you it. But anyway, you're a walking billboard. Like I came out of I had a colonoscopy last year. I'm like coming out of it, right? And I'm tired. I was in that twilight sleep, you know, just kind of coming to. And the girl's just like looking at the nurse, and she's like, oh my God, your eyelashes and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh yeah, like that's what I do. Like, do you have a business card?
Oh my
No,
gosh.
I'm naked in a little gown, a hospital gown, but I can give you my number. No, I gave her my number. And then it traveled around the whole recovery room of the colonoscopy. So here I am just thinking I'm getting a procedure done, and I got like 3 clients. And they asked too. They're like, do you do the, oh, I don't know about it. Extensions. Oh, lash lifts. Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, talk. And then my mom's waiting for me in the parking lot. She's like, where are you? So they were talking to me about eyelashes. I'm sorry.
No, it's 100% true, because during the pandemic, and you know this story, I went to Vaughn's. All my eyelashes were off. Now, the cashier gal, she had a beautiful set of eyelashes, and I complimented her on it. And she's like, oh, I could give you the girl's name. And I said, oh, I own a salon. And she goes, and you do what? And I was like, eyelashes. I do eyelashes and facials. And she goes, oh, honey, don't even tell anybody what you do, because you have nothing on your eyes. In that, like that moment, I was like, that was harsh, but that's the harsh reality of it. You know, you are what you eat. And if you're trying to gain clients, and you know, you got to walk the talk, the walk.
Like, do people want to come to me for a facial if my skin is dry, but like if my skin was just like coming off and pimples everywhere, and like, not saying it's a bad thing. It's just, if you're not taking care of yourself or promoting your own product or your own lifestyle, why should people come to you?
They're not going to. It's like going to a hairstylist and her hair is like fried, and you're sitting in her chair going, oh shoot,
don't do it to me.
Don't do it to me. Will she do it to me? Like, you second guess yourself, right? Like, is this person capable of actually doing it?
Yeah.
So after that, like, I'm seriously, I gotta put my, like, even if
you're like in for a mini fill, like
yes.
one's out of plate. Go. Well, you used to even tell me that too when I was first learning, and you would have clients, they're like, oh yeah, Dixie's learning how to do eyelashes, and you would literally say, she did these. Yeah. And if they were like, it made me want to do good work. Yes. You're the one trying to promote me and tell people to go to me. And if your eyelashes were whack or something, like, and it was a great advertisement, because it's like, wow, the owner of a spa who's been doing lashes for 17 years trusts this girl to do the lashes.
Yeah.
I can trust her then.
Yeah.
So it all goes together.
It does. And doing it that way too, it kind of like puts the fear in doing, I don't want to say like the fear, but it does kind of like get you like, okay, I got to be confident in this. I got to get better, or I have to, really focus on accomplishing what I want to do as far as, eyelashes or whatever goes, that happened to me. My mentor that passed away, well, two of them that passed away, unfortunately, he would say, give me a haircut. And he knew for a fact I was terrible at men's haircutting.
Yeah.
Terrible. I knew it.
That's why your boys don't go to you. You have
no, that's why I don't
3
cut
boys
their
and a
hair.
husband, and they don't go to you.
I have Jenny. I'm like, I can't. I can't.
I remember asking for the first time. I was like, wait, why don't they just, wouldn't that just be easier, save money? You could just, you're like, no.
Plus, like, when your kids are small, they don't want to listen to you.
That's true, yeah.
There's only so many cookies and pops that you could give them, to sit
distract,
still.
Yeah.
But anywho, so I gave him a haircut the first time, like my first haircut. Oh my God, it was so awful. Like, I felt like I put him through like a blender. Like, he looked a mess. And he started telling everybody at the salon, Shanique did my haircut. And it made me either want to quit or be better at it.
Yeah.
And so I chose to be better at it. Not saying that I was really amazing at it. I was better at it because the love wasn't there, at men's hair cutting. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
And he didn't allow you to work clippers, to work with clippers. You had to do scissor over comb. So you had to do it like the old fashioned way and English way. So, and you know what? It was the best way to learn. He really taught me just to really find something that you love and to go for it. And, that's kind of what I've done with all of you.
Yeah. No, that's exactly how I work.
Who did your eyelashes, Shanique? Dixie. Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, well, refer me when she's better. But you need that, what do you call it? Critical.
Yeah. I will say everyone was very nice.
No, they were very nice.
They were very nice to me because I had been at the spa for like 4 years prior as like the assistant manager and stuff. So I feel like they were like, baby. I remember like clients being like, oh my God, I'm so excited for you. But they did take their time to come to me. But they were very encouraging and they were very like
within no
excited.
time they came to you, actually.
The what?
Within no time they came to you.
Yeah.
I mean, really? Mm-hmm. But what I want to say is it's up to you to want that.
Yeah.
You want to build a clientele. You want to retain clients. What are you going to do to make that happen.
And it just
And think about it.
And it doesn't stop at the lash appointment being over. You do your full set and you're done. Because especially if they've never had lashes before, you want to, I'm a big believer. Anytime it's your first client with them or your, hold on. Words will come to me eventually. Back it up, reverse it, put it, okay. It's, okay, if they're your first time client with you, not the first time getting lashes, but just with you.
Yes.
Always, and you taught me it and it stuck with me, is just check in on them. I mean,
Yes.
it started from a place of fear because I was new. So I was like, oh my God, like I just had this fear in my head, like
I don't want to bother them.
are they allergic? Like I was like, what if something,
You didn't want to know.
I didn't want to know, but I also wanted to, I was like, fix it if it sucked.
Yes.
Like that's where it came to. I was always checking in on them because I wanted the chance to redo it if they weren't happy. I didn't want them to go be like, it wasn't that great. I'm not going to tell her and then go. I would always say, hi, like 2 days or 3 days after the appointment, how are you liking your lashes? Is the size good? Are they holding up? Is there anything you want to tweak or change? Just let me know. It's not going to be insulting. I want you to be happy with them. And I would say, most of the time they're, yeah, it's great. And if they didn't pre-book, we'll go into that about retention with clients. But if they didn't pre-book before, like they'll probably, that's like a reminder, oh, I need to make my 2-week appointment and all that.
And customers appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it sends a message, oh my gosh, Dixie cares. Glam Spa cares.
I care.
I care.
I really do. I really do. It's not fake. I really do.
No.
I don't want you walking around looking
No.
bad.
And
I don't. Like that's
here's also the thing is that we take criticism as almost like okay, I'm going to take that. This didn't work for you or you didn't like this of what I did. Like it doesn't mean you're a horrible person or doesn't mean you suck.
No, it just
means maybe, what they wanted is going to change and
yeah.
We all learn from it.
Even clients that have been going to me for years, like the other day, like last week, and as lash artists, you probably know, like one side you might do a little heavier. Like if it's your good, your right in the right eye, like you're just cruising. That eye is just killing it. And she looked in the mirror. I always, even if they're like a solid, easy client, whatever, I always give them the mirror at the end, say, look, do you see anything that I don't see? Do you see, are they laying right? Or everything feels okay? And give them a second to like look at them because we're human.
Yeah.
And she was like, I think this side seems a little thicker. What do you think? And I looked at her, especially because when you're sitting like this and then when they sit up and they face you, it's very different.
And lighting too
Yeah.
does affect
And so
it,
I was like, oh shoot, yeah, that one does look heavier. Like, come on down. Like, let's pop some more on that other eye and then fixed. But that's good criticism. Yeah. I didn't take it personal. I wasn't like, oh my God, she hates it. Like in the beginning, I definitely cried. But
same. Like, I did.
You know how many times I've cried?
Right. Yeah. But that's like part of it.
I suck. Like and crying. But yeah, just take it as a
learning experience. Yeah. That's it. That's it. You just take it as a learning experience. And, if you're that passionate about it and you want it that bad, it will happen. It will.
Yeah. And you just got to keep working on it too. Like, don't
give up.
Yeah. Just do it,
do it.
All of that. But yeah, when my retention was really bad, it was frustrating when your lashes aren't lasting and you don't understand why they're not lasting. Yes. You're like, I've changed my glue. I've tried this. I've done that. I've listened. I was listening to podcasts. I was taking notes. Like people were like, oh, the humidity in your room, this. So many different factors do go into it. But I didn't just say, oh, it's my fault. I'm not doing it good. I went through the list of like, what could I do? What can I, I also didn't say, oh, well, my lashes just don't last. That's just not me, like, and you have clients sometimes where you do everything. Happen. Yeah. You do everything right by the book or what, and you try different things, but Sometimes it's just,
Yeah. But that's part of it all, like retaining clients is communication and asking questions.
that
and
rapport
just-
is just so
Yeah.
crucial. You want
It
them to
is.
be comfortable enough to tell you,
Yeah.
like, would you rather have your client tell you like, hey, I think like every time I come, one eye is thicker than the other. Can we fix that? It gives you the opportunity to fix it and do better and keep that client rather than them not feeling comfortable to say anything and they just
Yeah.
go to someone else.
Which we get a lot, you know, in the area. People come to us to fix things or, you know, they don't want to be in that place because someone treated them like, well, I don't even know what you're talking about. One side is thicker than the other. I don't know. Like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And then the client leaves and she's like, am I crazy? And we look at them and we're like, no.
One
You're
time I was
fine.
like, yeah. No. But
But yeah, you just, if you treat people like that, you're not going to retain clients and
no,
they're not going
and
to
you
refer
have to
anybody
be
to you.
open to like, we will get comfortable with clients in the sense of like, you're maybe not working as hard as your first client or the first time you saw them. Like you're not trying to be as, because it's like, oh, I know their lashes. I know, like I've been caught like that, like where I'm just like, I know their map. I know what I'm doing, but, and I'm not truly like, oh, wait,
We can be too lax sometimes.
yeah.
You know, that we,
So it's good that they can call you out on it almost, I would rather have that than
same.
them going somewhere else. And I tell them that all the time. I was like I just got a text from someone, my client that I just had before we were recording. She's always been very dramatic cat eye. And she's like, can we go a little straighter? Like, do they have straighter? I'm like, yeah, we can, but we don't have time for, doing all C's.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can mix them in. And she's like, I think that would look kind of cool because I don't want them all the same length and blah. And I was like, okay, so like that might achieve the look. So instead of I took out more D's and then I put C's and it looked really pretty, but like we were looking at it for a while. Like, is it, lining up right and everything? And she was like, do you feel like this side is longer than the other one or popping up more? And then she brushed it and she's like, oh wait, no, I'm crazy, and then she sends me this big text. I'm so sorry for being picky. I'm like, I would rather have you do that. Like you're getting a service done. I mean, do I want you yelling at me and being like, you suck and why is this longer than the other? Like, then I'm going to shut down and be like, okay, go somewhere else. But if you're like,
yeah,
is this right? Like, can we tweak that or, but, and then saving time for that. And yeah, it's all about communication with clients and
yeah, there's more mishaps in communication with people, and I don't know if they know what they're doing or saying, or they probably didn't have like a mentor, some of these, lash artists, or they go from school working in the garage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they don't know they don't know that business part of communication, and communication's so important, so it's, you gotta be open to retain those clients.
and open to like different styles or different.
Oh, education too. You need to be ahead of the game. Just like how we took a class. What was it, like last year? The wet set class?
Yeah.
It was so complicated.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, like, this woman was so technical that I just went cross-eyed. Like, oh my God, this is so much work.
Yeah.
But that's part of being on your A game. If you don't know how to do certain things, you're not gonna retain that client.
No.
You're not gonna offer her the next latest, greatest thing.
Yeah, I had a client come in. I've done her lashes for a few years, and she's like, I've been seeing this wet look. I really want to do the wet look. I had no idea. I didn't have time to Google or like a map of the wet look. I didn't have time to like learn. And I was just like, I kind of understand what I could do to make it. And I like made my own wet look. Like it looked, but
Yeah.
It wasn't the wet look. It wasn't what they wanted. And then we took the class and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this like completely backwards.
same,
like don't even like, I was making it up as I went because I wanted to get, but I had that rapport with my client where I even told her, I was like, yeah, I can definitely try to do that on your, like work in and see how it looks. And we looked at it. I'm like, do you like it? She's like, I actually really like it. Cool. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take a class actually on this whole wet set look. Can I do it again on you a different time?
Yeah.
And yeah, it all worked out great. But because I had that communication with my client,
yes,
it was nice because if I did not do it right, I could be honest and say, you know what, I'm trying. I don't know.
Still learning this method.
Yeah.
This is completely different. I mean, really the whole wet set did kind of change things up because previously it was, we started with classics to classics to, what was it called?
Volume,
just
right? And then
Russian volume, hybrid, and now it's like the wet set look.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's
always changing.
Yeah, it's always
like
changing.
I'm like trying to think that for a second. It was like the anime lash, and then what's going on now? I'm trying to think.
A lot of people are into brown.
Oh yeah.
Volume.
Yeah.
Which they didn't make brown volume lashes before. It would be classic. So yeah. So brown volume. What else is a trend? Fluffy wet set versus
like mascara,
PC wet. Yeah. It's very interesting. But you never know. You Dixie, you may, have made up a different pattern on your client.
Oh yeah, it was the Dixie wet set. It was not a true wet set. But it didn't look bad, but it just wasn't technically correct. It wasn't, or it didn't look as wet set as it could, and I was like, why? And then I took the class and I was like, that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's not, I was like, at first, I don't know where I got in my head. I don't know if I heard someone else did it or what, dipping the extensions
in the glue.
Yeah. So they would be like thick, but like that. And then person changed my whole outlook. Like,
yes,
using a thicker point, doing the and like the way you're positioning them, like it's just you're like
underneath is 2 millimeters shorter than the top one. Mm-hmm. It's very wild. But recently, I was reading one of her posts, and she's like, "You know what my secret is sometimes," and she does glue the tips for a wet set look, but. Like, is it eyelash glue or is it more of
like the sealer? That's what I would do. I called it a wet set. I would do just a set of lashes and then put sealer on it so they'd all stick. And I was like, wet set. That was my first one. I was like, it kind of looks like the picture,
Yeah.
But
there's different methods.
Yeah.
But that's
staying up on trends. Like, even if you're a seasoned lash artist, I think staying up on what's going on in the lash world, like what people are looking for, because you might have clients that get bored that like to change it up. Like, you've been doing volume on them for years, but they kind of want to mess around with classic or hybrid or,
Just talk, communicate. Because I know there's been a few of my clients that, okay, I want to go shorter. I want to go more natural. And then we do it. And then they text me later on that even they're like, oh,
this was a mistake.
This was a horrible mistake. You can't even see them. Like when I stand, in front of a mirror or when someone takes a picture, I look bald. And I'm like, come back in.
Yeah.
I'll give you what you want, And a lot of people are like, no, don't change a thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you do on accident, they notice. And then you're like, oh, shoot, did I do that? I probably did. I'm sorry. Staying on trend, being current, communication. I know a lot of people still email, like do an email blast.
Oh, uh-huh. Yeah.
You're so funny.
What's his email?
Yeah. For me, I always say email is like having a letter sent to you on horseback. You know, it just like takes
a lot of people,
a long time to
they
finally
just delete
hit
it.
you.
Like, or
sometimes
they get
you don't
so many
get
promotions. They get so many. Yeah,
like me.
You're just upset because you're not getting any of my emails, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I know. But or having to retain clients like a meet and greet or champagne and lipstick or I don't know whatever.
Yeah, like a fun
we
event.
Did.
We would like, or
yes, we
again,
would host
SD
events.
Bestie, like get you two together. We're doing. I think one person brought it up. I don't think we followed through with it, but we were doing a lot of events and stuff right before COVID, and a lot of things had to be canceled. But there's talks of all these different events that sound great. So one was like, blowouts and lashes or something. So, they get lashes done and then get their hair done afterwards.
Yeah.
But there's so many little like things like that you can
to stir up business.
Yeah.
Or I had a perfumer and her name was not Eugene.
I'm gonna name my first kid Eugene.
I hope you do. I really. Well,
no, the middle name will be Eugene. I already said I'm giving them interesting middle names.
Yes.
To go with mine. So,
but I had her like come and try to customize perfumes for clients, and then we would just have it on a blast all over the media world, and people that weren't our clients would come in for events, and then they would be like, oh my gosh, like, can I book with you? They would get to know us.
Yeah. And I just want to say something ugly. Sometimes people don't show up. I just want people to know it happens. It's not always rainbows and sunshine. And
right.
Like
no,
sometimes it's awkward. Like you had this whole event planned and maybe
everybody
a few people
says
come
yes.
through. Yeah. And like some people kind of come through, or it just doesn't really work the way you thought it was. Like, oh, I'll do the lashes while they get the massage, or whatever your little thing is. Sometimes just boop.
Right. And I think like what we learned is that it has to take both sides to promote.
Yeah.
Because we did have someone come in from a local retail business, and it was just the manager who showed up.
Yeah.
Like the owner didn't show up. And that kind of like, it just created a sad environment.
Yeah.
And I was upset too, because I wanted it to be successful for them. But
and you don't learn until you do things either. It's like, oh, okay, because they were a boutique, so they were selling items, and we're by appointment only. People kind of just come in for their appointment and leave. They don't really stay around and shop. So like it's kind of coming up with a model where they stay a little bit longer and hang out, or, like, oh, we're having free giveaways, or like just like something to make them stay. And
it's always alcohol. Just saying, alcohol and little sandwiches or cakes or something. But,
or raffles. People love raffles.
I love a good raffle.
I feel so bad. It just reminded me. We were doing an event and we had a table, and we did not really fit in at the event in the sense of like people were selling. We were trying to sell classes.
Oh, yes.
And everyone was selling, T-shirts or lotion, or, like it was just a weird, like we didn't really fit in because the people that were coming weren't people wanting to learn lashes. They either wanted to buy lashes to put on themselves, or, so the consumer was just not for us.
No.
But it was so funny because we had all these raffle tickets, like the roll of raffle tickets, and I put them out there and I was like, I don't know, like just like we'll say they want a free service or something like that.
Yeah.
But people love it. They just came, loved. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah. But that will bring me into, because people do like free, people do like discounts. However, Groupon, like stuff like that,
it won't build your clientele.
No,
it will not.
We're just gonna.
I'm just gonna say it.
Rip the Band-Aid off. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And a lot of new people in any industry think, those coupon deals will help you retain clients. It does not. Because people who are looking at those are looking for a deal and a discount.
Yeah, this is the ugly.
This is the ugly.
They're going to look for the next deal. They're not
bam, or they'll wait until you have the next deal. And so,
or they're always going to be asking for a deal, or they're always, some can be kind of stingy and they're like, well, I'm not going to refer anybody because I don't want you to get booked up. Or I don't know.
We've had that said multiple times.
It's
where
the
I'm
harsh
like,
truth.
I'm not going to share like who did my eyelashes. I don't want you to be so booked.
But it's the harsh truth about Groupon. Like, and it doesn't attract the clientele you want. I'm sorry, but it doesn't. Like,
any of those
they're not there to
coupons.
stay. They're there for the one-time deal.
Yeah,
And also, Groupon takes like 50%.
they do.
So you're not even really making
No, you're not making anything.
You're doing these free services. If you're going to do a free service,
it better
do
be
your
friends.
Yeah, do your friends and they'll tell their friends, or do somebody, who's going to be able to get you business in that way.
Because there's plenty of people who will pay for really good services. I mean, I used to drive out, from our area, from Agora Hills to, Santa Monica to see my mentor, and she would cut my hair.
Yeah.
And she was so meticulous and so good to me that I didn't care what the price
stay with
was.
you. Yeah.
I will stay with her. I can move to Texas and I'll still book an appointment with her. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But yeah, so
you don't want to advertise in that way, especially if you're just starting out, because I can just guarantee it's like sadly, they're probably even going to give you a hard time. Like, I remember there was somebody on Care Credit or something. Like,
yes,
biggest mess of my life. Like, there was a point when I think, was I still manager at that? I don't even know. But I was just like, just nope, say no. Like, I can't deal with it. Like, it's just.
Yeah, it's a lot, So what I saw recently was like $45 for a Brazilian. And that's like basically a bikini back and forth from in front. Sorry, in the front,
from the inside
behind.
out, like up and down and all around.
Everything and anything. And it was $45. And if a coupon place takes 50%, the person is sweating for like an hour, let's say, if I'm assuming that they're new because they're trying to build, they're only getting $20.
Yeah. And it's not saying that you can't do deals. Like, I remember when I first started, I would give little deals or discounts and stuff, but not going through Groupon was helpful because they weren't taking that 50%. I still was making my profit. So, if you're just starting out, you can even say, like, I'm just starting. Any new clients, your first set, I'd give you $25 off. Like, it's still something, and you're not working for free if you don't want to work for free at that time, and at least get your products paid for, and then they'll probably be a returning client.
Yeah. See, with those places too, if you think about it, you're spending money on the products.
Yeah. You don't.
Two, you're setting yourself backwards.
Yeah.
You're not setting yourself financially forward.
Yeah. So I would just say, if you're looking in that route, advertise.
Don't.
Yeah. Advertise on like free Facebook, Instagram. You don't even have to pay for it. Free stuff. That's fine. I'm trying to think of other.
I remember when I was first starting working at a salon, I would put up monthly specials. And we had a little frame in like all the bathrooms, and they would have my monthly specials. And that was just part of it.
In the bathroom.
And it grabbed women in.
Looking at something to read. You're like, ooh, Shanique has a facial for $75? What? Microneedling? No.
Oh my God. Basically, but that works. Like, you have to think smarter and not work harder, because when you do those deals, you're losing financially and you're working harder.
Yeah.
And these people aren't going to come back. So that's one of my suggestions.
And the great thing about this business, if you're working it right, like, lashes is amazing. Yeah. They're coming in every 2 to 3 weeks. They just have to. Like, if you have the best glue, we love our glue. Like, our glue's amazing. And We've seen the best retention with it, like water resist, all that. But your eyelashes are still growing. They're always going to grow. So they're going to have to come in 2 to 3 weeks and get them popped off and renewed and refreshed. Yeah. So if you're working it right, that's retaining one client is keeping your business alive.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just.
Oh, yeah.
So if you focus, I think, focus on
versus
your clients.
like a haircut, right?
Yeah.
So a haircut would be what, women wait.
Oh, yeah, because nobody wants.
Yeah, they don't want to cut off their locks.
No. It takes so long.
See, that would have been in good business for me if I did clipper haircuts for guys, but I didn't get that far. Because the love wasn't there, but that would have been great, retention. Because guys, like to keep their hair clean and short for the most part. I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, no, I think if you want to retain clients, focus on the client. What does the client need? What is the client looking for? Because in that, it will set you apart from other people, from the lash bars, from the,
And what do I like personally? Mm-hmm. How do I like my lashes done? How do I like the person talking to me?
Customization.
Yeah. Like you need to understand what the people need. Put yourself in that position.
And if you're wanting to charge a certain price, if you want to be, like I was driving the other day and I saw a sign, it was $75 or $65 for a full set. And I was just like, oof. Like, that they're trying to get business. It was on a big like printout sign outside their establishment and stuff. But if you're putting in that time and customization and listening to your client, and that's what jumps you from $65 to a $300 set or $250. It's like what you're putting into it matters as well. What you're giving to the client. If you're giving them an experience and they feel comfortable coming to you, that's all the difference. And that's why you can charge more too. Not just your work and your education and how long you've done it, but also how you're treating your client. If it's a more concierge type place like we run, like every client that comes in, whether they, we have celebrities, we don't, it doesn't matter. They're all treated the same. What kind of lashes do you want? Oh, are we changing it up? I still always ask my clients, I'm like, are we doing anything different? Still the same thing? Yep. Okay. Like, it's just that people want to be treated like that. They don't want to be just a number. They don't want to just come in. And, some people might like that. They're like, I like to be in and out. I barely can keep an appointment. I just like to go in, get it done, go, leave. And then the lash bar's for them, or that's for them. But
yeah,
clients. What?
Clients.
Anyway, do you have any other retention tips? Not retention.
Client retention?
Glue. Yeah, client retention, not glue retention.
So follow-ups. If you haven't seen, let's say, a client for, 6 months.
Oh, yes. I love this little trick.
Yeah. Like, you just say, hey, Julie, how's it going? I'm just wondering, how the lashes growing out, blah, 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 blah. And then just keep talking to them. Because most of the time you do already have like a nice rapport with them.
And they'll be like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to make my next appointment. Yeah. There you go. In the door.
Yeah. In the door. Always, don't lose, the people that you like.
And don't be scared of rejection.
No.
Because they might be like, oh, I'm taking a break.
Yeah, things happen.
Yeah. So don't be scared and put yourself out there.
Yeah. Because it does. One person could make such a difference in your pocket.
Mm-hmm. But also don't be annoying about it. I had a client come in that did a lash lift, and she was telling me
about it.
Oh my goodness. Like, this is insane. She went on Yelp or something, got the number. She's like, do you have an appointment? And she said, no. And then she said, yes, no. Like, this was the lash artist that was going to do the lash lift, and just kept bugging her, like, do you want to make an appointment? Do you want to come in? Do you do like, so don't take it to that extreme either. So happy medium, everybody.
No.
Be Goldilocks. Do not go over the top. Like if they'll reach out if they, you can once say like, hey, do you need to make an appointment? If they don't push it. But so it's just like that fine line of that as well. But speaking of what you would like to do for getting them to keep coming to their appointments is a lot of the time you taught me the trick of, hey, when you're done with your appointment, say, I need to see you probably every 2 to 3 weeks. Pretend you're a doctor. Yeah, that PhD. And you say, yes. I need to see like your follow-up appointment. Sometimes, especially if they're younger, they're like more hesitant because they don't know their schedule. They're like, oh, I'll just call you. And it's like, make yourself, like, it's that respect, that, position where you say, well, I get booked up pretty fast and I want to make sure I can get you in. So
those are the key words.
Yeah. So let's just put you down. You can always move it if something comes up and you need to, come in the day before or, change it around, but at least you're in the books. And a lot of the time they keep it, like, because
most of the time, they do keep it.
And then that becomes routine after. I don't even say it to my clients anymore. Like sometimes I forget, like I'm like ready to get them out the door because I'm ready for my next one or who knows. And they're like, oh, can we make an appointment for next time? I was like, oh yeah. Like, so that's a big one is,
pre-booking. Yeah.
Stand 100%. In front of the door. Don't let them leave until they
handcuff them. Say, I'm sorry, you're not leaving.
No, you have to pre-book.
You have to pre-book. I'm not going to let you go.
Write it in blood. So I know you're serious.
I think I did that once. Just kidding.
Oh.
I'm joking.
I know. I really did take that seriously. I think it was me. That's why I've been with you so long. I signed my original contract in blood. Blood. Yeah, 8 years later.
Dun, dun, dun.
But yeah, I think those are all really great tips.
They really are. I mean,
that's how I feel like we've both built our businesses that are still going and growing. And gift cards.
Oh yes.
I only remember because it's more on the rare side. I feel like holidays and stuff, it comes up, but just the other day somebody asked me for a gift card. They were giving their friend lashes for her birthday. And I had that happen before where they never even thought about lashes or had them once before or whatever. Someone got him a gift card and now they just keep coming.
That's awesome.
So giving them options like that is always nice. I have someone coming in this week who she doesn't know if she wants lashes. She doesn't know, like, she just wants a little oomph and stuff. And she's like, maybe just on the ends. I don't know. And I don't know what she looks like. I don't know, but I was like, just come in and we'll play around and see what you like and don't like. And then who knows? She'll probably continue to be a client.
Yeah.
Because I took the time to just talk with her and figure out what she might want.
It's so true. Because most people will be like, I'm sorry, but I don't know what you want. You don't know what you want.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I'll tell you what you want. You want a cat eye?
Give you a cat eye.
A volume cat eye.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's really, that is all like tips of how I grew my business, how we retained our clients, and sharing that with the girls. Really, really, really set us apart, and it still does. Because not everybody's going to be nice.
Nope. There's ugly.
There's ugly.
There's ugly. There's bad. But there's good.
But there's good. There's good at Glam Spa.
Oh yeah.
We're in Agora Hills, California.
Off the Chesbro freeway exit.
210.
My room's on the left.
Mine's the biggest.
Oh.
But that's for training, though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not really for me. It's for everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
That room is for everybody.
Everybody is in that room. Everybody. That's open door policy right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think that's all of our tip. Well, not all of ours.
No, because we got plenty more.
We have more to say.
We have good, we have bad, and ugly.
Yes. And we are not just lashes.
No. And you can find us where, Dixie?
Spotify, Apple
Music,
and YouTube. At
Insta.
lashes. Oh, what?
Insta?
Yeah, I was just about to say
Insta.
it. Wow.
Oh, we're thinking the same thing.
Okay.
Okay.
It's at Not Just Lashes Podcast on Instagram.
Bye.
Bye.